I feel like I'm really bad at intros. Like, what am I supposed to say? I don't know what to say. I don't know. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the next YouTube. Welcome to my newest YouTube video. On today's video, I thought I would do a sketchbook tour of my third ever sketchbook to ever draw in ever. And I know when I say that, it sounds like something that I drew in when I was like 8. But I only started drawing in sketchbooks 2015. I just never used them. I would just draw on paper, or I would just draw finalized pieces of art. It sounds really weird, but anyway, it's my third ever sketchbook, and why am I keeping you? Let's get to it. I'm pretty sure this sketchbook came from 2016, and let's just get rolling. The first thing is I want you to read this. It says, "Hi, I am writing this about 2 weeks before Father's Day, so I just want to wish you a happy Father's Day. I hope you have an absolutely, positively, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious day. Please read. You'll understand. Ewan." So obviously this is my Father's Day gift from my youngest son. And how cute is that? Cool. So let's just flip through here. This was obviously a study of Star Wars character. I believe that was for Luke. We're just going to flip through here. I remember when I was drawing this, it was actually while I was at work. And a friend of mine was like, "Do you just draw whatever?" And I was kind of like, "Yeah, pretty much." Just draw whatever comes to mind. This particular sketch, actually, I posted on Instagram, and it wound up being a commission. I had a client that has used me more than once, wanted me to make a fully realized version of this. So I drew. It's a drawing of downtown Fort Worth with all the landmarks. So I did a huge version, like 11 by 14. It was super detailed. But anyway, that drawing began with this drawing. Here's just some sketches. This is another one of my favorite drawings. Just a terrarium with a succulent, but it's got a little barn, and it's got a tauntaun skull from Star Wars. Excuse me, my nerd is showing. Okay, this is the summer camp series. This is the birth of it. The summer camp series was fun because I was just thinking, if I wanted to design camp shirts, what would they look like? And and so I just had a theme. It started with this one, which was like the firefighter division, which I thought was fun. Indicative of summer. The hashtag Sunset Photo Club. These are all a lot of fun to realize and to draw, to come up with. The summer camp mess hall cooks. I got s'mores along the side, and the little fork you use to roast weenies. The summer camp preparedness crew, so they're ready for anything. The drown prevention unit, also known as lifeguards. The safety team, a misfire there. The lights out pranksters, so you got some shaving cream and some feathers for a little shenanigans at night. The summer camp food fight rebels. I think that was the last one of the series. I just did 8, but these are really fun. These are awesome. And it's funny because this series actually prompted me to sorry, it didn't prompt me to do anything. This series caught the eye of a small business in Fort Worth, and then they had me design their business logo using this aesthetic with the circle, with things along the side, and anyway, it's really cool. So I got a really cool job out of that series, and I just did it for fun. Just scraps. This was a tattoo design for yours truly. What happened? Just this is a drawing that's going to come later on. This is the actual tattoo design that is actually tattooed on me. Can y'all see it? It's right here. You can't see it. Why am I trying? It's too hard. Anyway, it's on me. This was the logo design that I just talked about before. This is just sketching that out. The business name is Ephemera. They're a terrarium shop in Fort Worth. And I'm good friends with the owners there, Frank and Sue's. They're awesome. Just a random page. This is a sketch for a Star Wars card I was working on. I don't know what that is. This was the floods in Louisiana. So obviously this is 2016, and it's when Louisiana, especially my hometown, Walker and Denham, just had this freak storm that came upon Louisiana and never left. It dumped like a ton of water on the city, and it had all this crazy flooding. And anyway, that was just my reaction to that. Because nobody was paying attention to Louisiana at the time. Nobody cared that everything was underwater and everything was damaged. And I know this has happened several times since then in small towns. It's like, small towns are drowning. It just doesn't make the headline news sometimes. What are you going to do? It's a Mark Twain. Another nod to Louisiana. Still one of my favorite little sketches. This is another attempt at some Fort Worth landmarks that I wanted to create and turn into something else, but it died right there. Oh no, I just couldn't get the design right. Some lists. Oh, okay. So this is fun because this is the beginning of Inktober. This is the first time that I participated in Inktober. So this is 2016. And this is before I knew Inktober had a list. And so I was just going to do ink drawings of my own creation. This only lasted for this one post because this is also the same time that Stranger Things came out. And so this is a nod to Stranger Things with the Upside Down and the D&D board game. And then, here's the wizard. And then there's the, whatever the beast was called, the Demogorgon. Anyway, so that was my take on that. And then, I don't know if that was actually, this might have been another just Inktober post that I made up on my own. Or maybe on this day, I realized that there's an actual prompt list that you can go from. And so at that point, then I started making drawings inspired by the prompt list. I don't remember much of them, but this one, the prompt was noisy. So I drew a cricket because if there's one in the house, it'll drive you crazy. But the rest of these, I don't remember what the prompts are, but I'm just going to flip through these. A zombie moon. This was my take on a pen and ink drawing. That's one of my favorite drawings of all time. Just kind of my version of it. This is one of my favorite sketches as well. I've scanned this and blown it up, made it like an art piece. That was a lot of fun to do. It's a lost astronaut. Arrowhead. Yeah. Again, I don't remember all the prompts from these. This was I don't remember, it was a Batman. It had to do with the prompt, but obviously it wasn't coming together for me, so I just nixed it. Drew this hot air balloon instead. That's pretty telltale. This was during the election when these two were going head to head. And if you look close, this is, let me get it into the light. Yeah, this is me using dots, pointillism on the United States and the skull. I don't know. This was cool. I don't draw likenesses very much. I don't draw portraits very much, but to get these candidates and their profiles, anyway, it was interesting for me, and I love the way it turned out. It's one of my favorites in this book. Here's a rough sketch of this guy. This is inspired by a play that's down here. They do at Hip Pocket Theater. This was the year that this is the Lake Worth Monster, and this is their version of the Lake Worth Monster, which is a local myth in Fort Worth. And anyway, this is my rendition of him, which is really creepy and cool. I love that. It's a little surreal take on some kind of weird future space fantasy scene. I don't know. This was a lot of fun for me too. During this year for Inktober, I just kind of went by the prompts but didn't pre-plan anything. So some of these designs, they just came right out of my head as soon as I read the word. But since doing it that way, I think the following year I tried to have the same approach and just kind of went day to day, choosing just to draw whatever the word prompts brought to mind. But that's awful. I was just really feeling it this year. And I think even towards the end, some of my designs kind of fall flat. But I'm all about pre-planning now when it comes to the prompt list. Like knowing what I'm going to draw ahead of time or having some kind of theme. Because coming up with these ideas like on a day-to-day basis, like what? It's just a creepy doll head. What was I thinking? I don't know. I was at a severe loss for ideas at the end of the month by then. But anyway, there's the Back to the Future car. Yeah, I don't remember what the prompts were, but I was really stretching. I remember this was my last one of the month, and it was just super just messy sketch. I was over it. I was just over it by that point. Here is New Orleans. So this is I wanted to draw New Orleans with wait for it. I'll find it. No, I won't. I wanted to draw something closer to home that resembled something like this, because this is downtown Fort Worth. So I wanted to draw kind of a homage to New Orleans, which is one of my other favorite cities. So I came up with that. This is a sketch for some client. There is some Walking Dead fan art. That's Michonne. And then here's some Star Wars fan art. Just getting some, I don't know, just having fun. Just getting some sketches out of my head. Here's this. I don't know. I can't even explain it. Little winter design. And then, is this the last one in the book? Yeah, this is the last one in the book. And this was right before Christmas. And obviously it depicts me heading to Louisiana for the holidays. And if I remember correctly, like I ended this book that December, early December, and then got a new sketchbook, or I had one lined up immediately. And so it's funny because this ends us heading to Louisiana from Texas for the Christmas holidays, and the sketchbook that comes right after it, I just pick up where I left off, and it's just like Christmas themed sketches. Anyway, but this was 2016 sketchbook. So yeah, it's my first Inktober, and it's the summer camp series. And it's cool because, like I said, some of the drawings in here, when I posted them on social media, led to actual other paying gigs and other real jobs. So this is very cool. Very cool. Anyway, guys, I think that's about it. Okay, that about wraps it up. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. And that's really all I've got for right now. So until next time, you guys take it easy. Nailed it. Nailed that ending. Yeah. How many videos do you have to make before it gets not weird?